gate. I'm in Nelson in my 2-story apartment. It's the first day of rain I've had at all in, how long have I been here now? What day is it today? Monday. I've been here a week and a half, and it is the first day of rain I've had. Every other day it's been basically shorts and t-shirt weather. Guess what day we're going up in a helicopter? Or not, as the case may be. Come on, New Zealand. Do this for me. I should have had faith. There we go. We're barely an hour later. We've just been to see the workshop of Jens Hansen, who I was interested to learn. Jens Hansen is basically the equivalent of John Smith. Very common name. So we went to see his workshop. He unfortunately passed away before the first movie even came out, but we got to see the space where he forged the One Ring. And we met his son Halfdan, who showed us some of the other things they've made, including the sort of hero close-up ring, which is how they got all those amazing reflections and really gave it some weight. I got to try on the ring of Bara here, Nenya. But a lot of the original ones, you know, went to the actors that played them or to the film company. It's what's so crazy, they're not even allowed to say this is Nenya, even though they made it. They have to say this is the ring for Kate, or this is Sir Ian McKellen's ring. Like, they can't even say the names because it's all owned by New Line Cinema, which it's so cruel because they made it. So I've got some time to kill before my helicopter flight. So I'm just wandering through these gardens in Nelson. Nelson seems really nice. It's like one of the biggest towns on the South Island, but nobody, even in the town centre, there's like 5 people. I think I'm coming up to the cathedral here. Ooh, I'm gonna have a wander around. Always love a nice church. I did have a peek inside. I mean, it was built in the 1950s, which isn't really my thing. And to be honest, you know, there's really no buildings here. There are a handful of Victorian buildings, but you know, no, it's not really my vibe for a cathedral. You can see some of the windows there. I'm more into this. Oh my gosh, you can smell this. You can really, really smell it. Just what you need. Some cathedral cacti. Because why not? Never seen that before. That's where I've just been. Look at that belfry. That is cool, actually. I'll give it that. And then this is Nelson, which to me is lovely. Very quiet, apart from the building work. We had dinner in this burger place last night. Oh god, I need some vegetables. Kiwis are really not good at vegetables. They'll maybe give you a few leaves of salad if you ask nicely, but there's just no fresh veg. And I'm kind of feeling that. I'm gonna go in search of a little bakery to stock up before my flight, which I thought I'd be really nervous for, but I'm not. I'm really excited. The saga of the helicopter continued in the end, and it sadly didn't have a happy ending. Even though it's a glorious day down here. Look at that river. Unfortunately, up in the mountains, it's just too windy and it wouldn't have been safe. So obviously, you know, it's been a kind of quiet day anyway. My energy's a bit low, but you know, you've got to be safe. But obviously if you wait sort of 3 or 4 years for something that is ultimately at the hands of the weather, you know, it's disappointing. But instead of mooching around my room, I decided to come out again. The problem is there's really not much to do in Nelson. But it is very pretty. When you're solo travelling in a group, like sometimes people are really sociable. I remember like I was one of the first ringleaders. I was like, I want to go here, here and here. And a lot of the solo travellers are real introverts. Shock. Lord of the Rings fans, introverts. It does mean you're kind of at the whims of people, and if they don't really want to socialise, then you're on your own. And I guess that's something that's new to me as a solo traveller, is when I knew I was going to be on my own, I sort of planned for it, and I was able to, I had, you know, stuck to my strict plan and really enjoyed myself. But here, when you're actually with other people and wanting to hang out with them, sometimes it's a bit lonely, not gonna lie. Also fully aware of the fact that I'm still wearing my Kiwi Adventure or whatever it is it says. I just forget. I'm not going to Middle Earth today, but I'm here. I'm still in New Zealand, the other side of the world. It's pretty cool. Amy and I were talking about how we're all catching each other's accents. We're such an international group. They're from Florida, I think, and she's like, have you got any jewellery? And her husband Devon was like, what did you just say? And you know, she's catching my accent. I sometimes say things in a slight American drawl. There's people from all over the States. Sometimes it's Irish, sometimes it's Kiwi. Everyone's all kind of blending into one. It's very funny to listen to. Nice though. So yeah, I guess I'm in for a quiet afternoon, and this is where I miss my laptop that I left in Heathrow, because I would have filled the day with like writing or journaling, and can't really do that, so I'm just talking to myself in a park instead. I'm not even halfway through my trip. I'm already knackered. How am I going to get through this walk? God. Made a little pit stop on the way down to Kaikoura for second breakfast, and unexpectedly stunning, as New Zealand often is. Just these rogue little roadside cafes sometimes surprise you with what is just behind them. In this case, the Pacific Ocean. I nearly said Pacific. We just had a quiz on the coach. Bear in mind we're sort of 30 Tolkien nerds. I came third. I'm very proud. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. And I kind of lucked out, because if you came first or second, you had to be a team captain of the group quiz tomorrow, and I don't have time for that. So kind of ideal for me. But yeah, there were some good questions. Ones that I was surprised I knew, and ones I was surprised I didn't. But yeah, did quite well.
Just for our place, like with everything.
There's a few things that have made me teary on this trip, but I wasn't expecting seals to be one of them. But there's just so many babies, and they're so cute, and they're just like jumping in all the pools, and for just the joy of it, and it's so nice to see. God, I'm overtired.